What is even happening? Are we doing stuff in here still? I don't think so. Oh, we don't set this to false either. Okay. Dude, if only I'd written this in Rust, it would have said, you didn't set the Boolean to false. See, okay, the particle's pausing while I'm here is good. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense, and then I close it and they should go at normal speed. That also makes sense. Okay, so the reason it was freaking out was because we were just resetting the time every frame. Which, homie don't play that. Oops. Bro, this level is... I mean, I made this level. It's my fault, but... Alright. Cool. So that is kind of fixed. We'll play with it a little bit more, but... All right. So, pop this open. We can go backward 24, backward 25, backward 25. Or we can go here and go one, oh, we don't have the key repeat. Let's take the W on the panel working, and then we'll implement the key repeat. Okay. Made this side undo UI panel. Defer its undo changes until the end of the frame. Okay. Now what? I've got too many windows already. Did I record the solution? I did. Let's verify. I recorded it a couple days ago. You are correct that it was broken. There we go. Okay, so key repeats. Key repeats. We already have key repeats going for there's this, okay. There's like a fundamental question, which is, and we ran into this question a little bit before. It's like, do we implement separate logical repeats for different stuff that uses the same control, because maybe somehow we let you bind it to different controls? Or do we say, hey, like for arrow up and arrow down or whatever, there's just some repeats. And then based on like whatever, like every control that overrides and uses arrow up and arrow down inherit those same repeats. Now, the disadvantage of that latter approach is you can't tune them differently. So, for example, we open the menu and we use arrow up and arrow down, and we have this repeat here, right? Now, what I'm talking about is that when I open this, I have arrow up and arrow down, but like there's no repeat yet. If it overrides the same, just inherits the same repeats, that's cool. It's easy. We couldn't ever bind it to different keys, but who cares? Like, that's a complexity that I don't think we want to force users to think about. I think it's fine if whatever you use to navigate vertically in the menu is here too. However, it also would mean we can't tune the repeat timing differently, which I'm not sure about. Because on the one hand, if the timing can be different, that lets you tune it for specific situations. On the other hand, it's maybe more learnable by muscle memory if it's the same for all these different things. But all that said, it's not really true that we can't change the timing. You would just look at the mode of what you're in and adjust the timings on the central repeat thing. But that's a little bit spaghetti code-ish. I'm going to implement it separately. Like, it'll use the same code that we wrote before, right? For just like generating the repeats or whatever. Yeah, I feel like I want to do it separately. Okay. So, wait, why did I copy that? That's not what I wanted. Oh, wait, I should look at the main menu one, right? Because the main menu one was the bidirectional one. Oh, man. Right, this, okay. This is the super hard-coded one. Let's just factor this, because remember, I was talking about this on the stream. I was like, okay, my approach is going to be to factor out the unidirectional key repeat, which now has been done. And then I was like, I'll leave the bidirectional as its own separate code. And then we can sort of decide what to do with that over time. And so this is the next step in deciding what to do with that over time. And so here's what I think I want to do. Is factor this a little bit. I also want to turn on the air conditioning in here. I'm in Florida after all. And the input system used different contexts to have a specific repeat behavior based on what handle which event. Doesn't that sound really complicated? Like, of course you can make something really complicated. Okay. So we have this function menu check for repeats, right? And it'll be not very hard to factor that into a general thing. Yeah, so let's just start doing it, right? So you see here, I mean, it's going to be an interesting question what we do for this. I mean, ooh. Yeah, like this part makes it less general, like the fact that I make sound stuff here. But maybe that's fine. Okay. I'm just going to start parameterizing this. So this is going to be sound-based string. Sound format string. All right. Now, this time till repeat, number of repeats, and you know, what's the last direction, we can all put into one thing. So see how I define them together here anyway? We're going to go bidirectional repeat is going to be a struct with these. All right. And then we pass that in. So we're going to say menu repeat is a bidirectional repeat. All right. Oh, last menu navigation. Oh, these are all the people who reset it and stuff. I forgot to change those. We're going to change the name as soon as we... All right. So instead of calling it last menu navigation, let's just call it last. Let's call it last navigation. All right. So, the menu should still work. How fun was that we were able to do that? So, this is great. It's not playing sounds because I made up those sound names and no such sound effects exist. See, failed posting event. Okay. So instead of calling this menu check for repeats, okay, and I'm going to make a new file for all this stuff because you know what? Why not? So we've got this key repeat stuff that we did last time, which is the unidirectional repeat. Okay, so we still have the... Where did I put the struct? Oh, that's in menu still. Bidirectional repeat. Okay. And then this goes here. Now we'll get it working and then we'll make this adjustable. No check-in. Make this adjustable, please. Please. Just like we did for the unidirectional case. Actually, you know what? Let's just do it right now. Because we can do the same thing that we did here. Actually, yeah. I don't know, something like that. So, we're going to make a function for this because for the we've got this array. This array is like how long should we delay between one repeat and the next, right? And then if you go past the end, we just use the last number over and over, right? Now we're going to use that more than once, and this, get delay. Delays num repeats. All right. Okay. So if num repeats is less than delays.count, return delays num repeats. If delays, return peak delays. I just, when I make it a function, I just like it writing it differently like this. So, like I could have just used exactly the same expression, obviously. Now, default delay can just be local here now. Okay? And then, so here, yeah. So here we're doing time till repeat. Now we still, because of the stupid sound thing, although we could just clamp the number. Yeah. Okay. We're going to put that on the bidirectional repeat. Anyway, so we do this. Now we're still going to have people using repeat DT first. Oh, you know what? We also didn't parameterize this. Hold on. We'll do that in a minute. We can just make that a callback. Okay, but first we have to see, while we're still using this, do first repeat delay. Menu repeat, right? And that's just going to be Now, this is actually should be that. Okay. So let's see. What do we need to do here? Key repeat. Oh, because you know what we need to do? If you're going to make a file, you got to load the file. Look at all these files. And you got to go like that, so that other people know about the file. All right. Actually, advanced menu choice is file scoped. All right, let's fix it. If callback, repeat. I mean, should I pass the whole repeat struct? I don't know. Let's do this. Okay, what's callback? So when we init the menu, we've got to go menu repeat.callback is actually advanced menu choice. Oh, you know what? What we really want to do is factor all this to say do the first thing. But first, yeah, callback int time till repeat. Redeclared, oh, because, yeah, I'm using it both in the struct and as a local, let's call it delay. Wait, we don't need delay anymore. Right, we don't need delay. No, we do. Just no colon. Okay, I know how to program. I know how to program. Hey, look. This feels a little too fast for me, but whatever. We'll tune it later. Actually, no. Well, it's fine. Okay, so we've got all our things. Now, when we start doing this, instead of do first repeat delay, we're going to say restart start navigation, right, on menu repeat and see, we'll just pass, let's make it an int. All right, start navigation. Right. I don't know why I'm doing this. If delta 32 is equal to last navigation. Actually, maybe I'm going to regret that decision, but okay. So So last navigation equals delta 32. Num repeats is 0. And if callback delta. Okay. So we delete all this stuff. And then this I don't think is a thing. Okay. See, this is the thing, is we've got a reasonably nicely abstracted thing for doing what we want to do, and we did it by writing the specific code that we want and then generalizing it, right? Which is the opposite of what they teach you in school. What they teach you in school is like spend a month thinking really hard about how everyone in the universe might ever want to use your code. And then write an overgeneralized thing that doesn't even really do the specific thing that you needed to do. And you don't really want to program that way. Now, I did just break something. And again, it's hard to tell this on the stream, but I reintroduced the same bug we had before, where when you first push it down, it like doesn't go. And I'm not sure why, because we're calling the callback in start navigation. Now, we did swap the order of these. I don't feel like we should be using last key press time, but maybe we are. Maybe that's a badge. Maybe that's a badge. There are very few academics that can program to a functional degree. Yes. Okay, guys. You know, I had been predicting for some years the collapse of the web programming industry, where the number of jobs would radically shrink. I had been predicting that simply because the job people are doing is so easy that it would get economically optimized away. But it appears that the coming economic crash has accelerated that part of it, all right? But you have to think down the chain. So if the number of shitty web jobs is going to drop drastically, which it appears it is going to, you know, again, we don't know for sure, but it appears reasonable to expect that. What's next up the chain? Well, now there's this whole supply side of all these people getting so-called computer science degrees where they barely learn how to do things in JavaScript, kind of enough to maybe pass a job interview of a company that doesn't care very much who they hire because they're just trying to bulk up, right? So that whole supply side is going to collapse as well. It's hard to find a job that is not web development. Well, soon it will be hard to find a job that is web development. So have fun with that. Yeah, so just be ready for that. Like, I would not be going into a university that barely teaches you to program in JavaScript and wastes 4 years of your life doing that. Like, that would be a bad choice right now, because by the time you come out, things could be radically, radically different. So either you have to go to a good CS school and actually learn computer science, which is kind of bullshit as well, but there is good stuff in what is taught as computer science. But don't go to one of these, like, basically any school that got big in terms of teaching computers between 2010 and today, don't go there. Yeah, anything after 2010. If they didn't have a thriving computer science program before 2010, do not go there. Your guess is wages will drop, but the demand will still be there. No, dude, these companies, the biggest companies, are already laying people off. And you have to think about what a layoff does, right? So they went from hiring, okay, to a lot of them did hiring freeze for a couple months and are now laying people off. When you lay people off, you've reversed the direction of the hiring. It's not just that you're not hiring anymore. It's that now there's all these surplus people who, by the way, have more years of experience than the new people coming out of college going on the job market, right? Like, because of this phenomenon, things can shift really fast in terms of the perceived availability of jobs, because you're going from you know, there's 11,000 people who want jobs every year and like maybe 15,000 jobs every year to there's 12,000 people who want jobs every year because it's a growing field, and there's negative 50,000 jobs a year. It's like just a radically different. I don't know. Those numbers they don't make sense. Those numbers were not at the right scale, but you get the point. I'm just going for proportionality. These companies hired a huge amount of people during the pandemic. Yes, but here's the thing. Okay. This is what you have to be prepared for. Yes, they overhired during the pandemic. And then they realized, oh, we overhired. We assumed, like, this is the party line. Okay, what you have to realize is that the CEOs and the COOs and the PR people at all these companies, their job is to convince you that the company is not doing badly and is not effed permanently, right? That's one of their primary jobs. Now, they've said, oh, we overhired during the pandemic, so we have to reverse that a little bit. They haven't even reversed that. A lot of these companies are up 30% in staff, 35% since the pandemic, and they've laid off 10%, okay? So they haven't even reversed that yet. But in general, they're undercorrecting. This is a well understood phenomenon. Unfortunately, I don't have references for you, but we could go look them up later. It's well understood that in general, companies undercorrect when it comes to having to shrink. So they're undercorrecting even for pandemic, but now we have also economic shrinkage coming. And so you have to correct for overhiring during the pandemic and the economic shrinkage. And that correction would look like 50% for a lot of these companies. But you can't lay 50% off because of the optics. Elon is doing it because he actually, well, and then he has this third thing where it's like Twitter was too big for what it was doing anyway, even before the pandemic, right? But for most of these companies, a correct layoff would be 50%. Like, that is the hard thing to swallow because it's 33% for the pandemic and then an added amount for economic decline. So when you see these layoff numbers of like 10% and they seem large, there's a lot more coming down the pipe. Unless something like we could have some crazy economic boom for an unforeseen reason in the next year. But if that doesn't happen, this is going to be a lot more shrinkage. It's going to be a lot more shrinkage, right? So this is the thing is the magnitude of the layoffs at Twitter is being, you know, everyone's freaking out about it, and it's being, forecast as some kind of disastrous management or a mistake or, oh my God, the company's going to collapse. And it's like, no, actually, the company's going to collapse if you don't lay off 50% because the economics don't support it anymore. For all these companies, well, not all of them, but many of them, right? And the fact that you don't see most CEOs doing layoffs of that magnitude means that these companies are being incorrectly run and they're going to suffer for it. And it's not fun to hear that, right? Because that means you have all these people without jobs. But isn't it kind of weird that we shut down the economy for 2 years and somehow everybody still has jobs? Like how did that happen? It's because a lot of the jobs are fake and not supported by the economics. And we, that's painful in the short term, but the sooner you fix it, the better off everybody is. You want people in jobs that are actually being productive. Because unproductive jobs, you can only extend and pretend for so long before things unravel. So that's where we're at, as far as I can tell. Again, I'm not an economist. Elon is like a chicken with his head cut off and people saying he's a genius. Well, KI5 Igen, why don't you go start a company that launches and lands fucking rocket ships and then let me know how it goes? And then you can make an electric car company succeed. You're mainly referring to his time at Twitter, but like, you don't know what is going on at Twitter. All you know is, this is the thing people don't understand. All you know is what is being rebroadcast and distorted by people who want it to look like a fuck up. All right? That is all you know. And by the way, these people would not be able to run Twitter. People claiming he's a genius don't know either. I mean, yeah, except you got to look at prior results in other situations. Like if that doesn't count for something, then I don't know. I don't know what does count for something. Elon is also broadcasting a lot. I mean, not very much compared to the people wanting him to fail. Like, dude, the media coverage is nuts. Haha. This level's actually kind of hard. Like, you got to do it just so. You can't deny that his character is questionable and that he achieved some large achievements. I think that that's a very reasonable statement. I think he is overly optimistic. I think he's kind of a flake sometimes. I think he still says stuff where I say there's no way in hell that that's true, but I think he kind of believes it. But also he gets results, man. Like, and you know, in some sense, results are what matter. Like, do you want to fucking land rockets or don't you, right? All right. Programming. So, what were we even talking about before I got off on that rant? Oh, yeah, the menu didn't work. I broke it. I mean, it looks like it works, but we don't actually... why not? Let's look at the callback, which is actually advance menu choice. Choice plus equals delta. Oh, because we're saying last navigation. Start navigation. You know what? We want to do the sound effect and all this stuff. Okay, so first of all, this was incorrect. I chastised myself for that. I think I just broke that today. So we're going to go actually do one repeat. We could put the sound format string on the thing. All right. Anyway, so we're factoring this out so that we can call it. Okay. Num repeats plus equals 1. So I'm changing this. Because we're going to call it for repeat 0, which we didn't used to do, which was an asymmetry that I was unhappy about when we wrote the original code. Okay, so we add back. So here we're going to go, last navigation is delta 32. I'm just going to do that. Actually do one repeat. Well, you know what? We're going to put the sound format string on the thing. Fuck it. Okay. We're going to say, and then we're going to put all this in here. Actually, okay, this is all messed up, dude. Okay, that looks good. Because we want, for repeat 0, we want the longest delay. So we want to do it before we increment, right? Then we increment, we do the callback, we do the sound. Okay, so we need to set this. Okay. Going to get rid of that. Actually do one repeat. Yes. Wait. Wait. Okay, we're not setting delta down here. Oh, yeah, we are. Okay, oops. Well, hey, look, it's fixed. Whoa. Nope. We're jumping by 2 on the first now. Why are we jumping by 2? Because I'm calling callback. The whole point was to encapsulate it in here and do it at the same time as the sound, but I was calling it and then calling it. If you want to succeed in the games industry, do not call it and then call it. That is not how to do it. It's all working in a gherkin. All right, this is great. So now, the whole reason we factored this out into a thing was so we could use it. Okay. Vertical repeat, up and down repeat. I don't know. So this is the thing that does the thing. Okay. So no. Okay, so we have some complicated code here. We're going to take the W before we do any more, because this needs to get like broken up a little bit. So let's see, do we have other no check-ins? I'm going to not worry about the sound names right now. All right. So we're just going to say commit refactored the bidirectional repeat code from the menu so it can be reused. Bro, someone else is working on the game. Look at all these things people are doing while I'm working. We updated at the beginning, less than an hour ago. All right. I'm just not even going to test. So irresponsible. All right, cool. We'll test it now. It looks like CS jobs are basically the highest paying job with a bachelor's requirement. Do you think this will still be the case? I think it'll still be the case, just much less drastically than right now. Like the thing about people at Facebook getting paid $300,000 to pick their nose all day, that's not going to stay. Will they get paid $150,000 to not be very good? Yeah, probably. Okay. Well, now that we've taken the W, we get to look at this thing because what this is doing is it's like, hey, let's compute this. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a variable called up, down, delta before we even try to do repeats at all. This is an int. And we're going to go if up, down, delta, minus equals 1, right? If down, plus equals 1. Okay. Now, we're going to say if up down delta okay, this is going to be our callback later when we have key repeats. All right, which we don't yet. We're not even trying to do the repeat yet. We're just refactoring this to the point where we can do the repeat. All right. Okay, target plus equals delta, that's fine. Okay, otherwise, oh, wait, delta is less than 0. Okay. So, navigating by ones, right? We need that. Yeah, they don't need those. Loss of information. Okay, so we still don't have repeat because Pete and repeat are not yet sitting on the fence. But this is one of those cases where it's like, okay, I changed the code. Let's make sure that it still does. Okay, we got to put some moves in the buffer because I undid them all, I guess. All right, so yep, I'm still going up and down. I'm still going up and down. So this is great. Now, hope we saved that. Now, when we init here, we can do our things. Up and down, repeat, dot callback equals, what did we call it? Navigate vertically. And we want to set the sounds. What's it called? Sound format string. It's a long name, so we'll just do this. Equals. What do we do for the menu? Undo panel up. May want more complex sounds based on where you are in the panel, etc. Oh, you know what? Let's make the format string, because we somehow when I was refactoring, I put up and down. All right. If okay, so we're just going to do that. Now again, this actually may not be the right way to do it. Possibly then we should just have the callbacks play the sounds themselves. Because, you know, like in that panel, we have the coarse grained movement of 25 moves at a time, and then we have the fine grained movement. And yeah, you maybe want different sounds for those. So yeah, we may change that. Okay. Now what? I mean, we start doing the thing, right? So we do start navigation. This last key press time stuff is, I don't remember why we wanted that. Oh, that was for menu animation stuff. Which honestly should be in the callback. I'll show you why that's... No, you know what? Let's do it now. So that was something I didn't think about sufficiently when we were doing key repeat. I will show you what it is. See how the color is sort of strobing between white and yellow, right? Every time I tap a key to move it, it'll pop to white, even if it's yellow when I press it. Watch. See that? And why is that? Because it feels better and more active to have it like flash and be bright when it pops to the new position. Right? Then if it's just strobing independent of your movement, that feels bad. And that's what this time of last key press was. Now the thing is, we're not resetting that on repeats because I just didn't think about that. So now if I hold it down, you'll see it's sort of yellow sometimes and sort of white sometimes. It's like strobing. Which, I don't know, maybe actually looks better in this case, but what's the callback called? Actually, advanced menu choice. So now you will see now it's white all the time. Maybe that doesn't actually look as nice in this particular case, but you know what? It makes more sense. Oh, you know what? It's staying white all the time. Which is an indicator that our code is doing something that we don't want. Like we're probably calling actually advanced menu choice with a delta of 0, which had gone through my brain as a possibility. Let's find out why we're doing that, if indeed that's what we're doing. Yep. Why are we doing this? Because I didn't, I'm not just checking for last navigation is equal to 0. Wait. The caller should be checking that. I almost put it in the wrong place. Hang on. All right. So we're here. We're in actually do, we're in, see, this happens all the time in programming where like things appear to work fine, but your code is doing something invisible that you don't want it to be doing. And these build up over time if you don't chase them down. And so anytime you see even a hint of one, you want to attack it. Because if you don't, then next time you introduce one, it becomes even more confusing because now other parts of the system are not behaving the way that you wanted. All right, so here we go. We're flashing white every time, and we're back to strobing. All right. Cool, cool. Now it does what we expect. It's very, very easy. Again, there's this attitude in programmers that's like, oh, I mean, it kind of works, and I don't like bugs, and I don't want to deal with it, so we'll just move on and ignore the fact that the colors are weird. You know, maybe somebody else will fix that later. No. You have to attack those when you see them. You like have to. Otherwise, you end up with the Unity game engine. All right. Now, actually advance menu choice. Okay. So we were going to start using this in the side undo UI. Tell that to the team that made Modern Warfare 2. I know, dude. Oh, that game. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. Now. Now what? Yeah, we make the repeats happen. So instead of calling navigate vertically directly, we're going to do this. We've got our variable called up, down, repeat, remember? So you know, maybe I should have it check this, but it's fine. Start navigation. My eyes drifted off the thing. All right. So now, hopefully, that just works. Up, down, repeat is not a thing. What did I call it? Up and down, repeat. Okay. But it's called up, down, delta. You know what? Let's just make it work, and then we'll think about which of those that we actually want. What happened to paid beta? I don't know. You know, I've just been not... Like, we just decided to start adding a lower quantity of... So the plan for paid beta would be to add, like, a lot of people. And I just decided to continue what we were doing for a while, but increase the number of people that we were adding. So, like, just paid beta was going to be a pain in the butt that I didn't need, you know? And it wasn't going to generate that much money, right? It's just more a way of making sure you get people that are interested. So, I don't know. We might still do it. We'll see. Okay, so We're not repeating. Dang it. Oh, because okay, we don't check for repeats. We got to do this. I mean, we could just do it. Yes. I could also just do it at the beginning. That's like simpler. Up and down repeat. Okay. It's not doing it. Why not? Why not? Let's run it in the debugger. Okay. Let's just see if we even get there. Okay, that's a different breakpoint. Wait. How are we here without... Oh, because we called the callback on the first thing. Okay. I'll repeat. Okay, and then we subtract the UI DT. Wait, why did we skip that line of code right there? Are we like built? Are we built, chat? I believe we are, but I guess we will put the breakpoint here. Okay, it claims our breakpoints on that line. Okay, you know what? I bet we're calling it again with... Okay, so first of all, there's that. But that's not our problem. Our problem, I do not know what the problem is. Our problem is our problem. All right, so we're starting navigation. So now delta is going to be 0. Because why? See, yeah. I'm manually checking all these key presses in a way that I think we want to simplify later. But this stuff should all work fine. Oh. Wait, no? No? Oh, we're okay. See, I'm literally only... Yeah. Okay. The problem is this code was written... This signaled means it literally was pressed on this frame. Right? We want pressed. Okay. Pressed, I mean, that's not a very good verb because it also sounds like it means actually pressed on this frame. But what it means is like, is it down right now? And so, yeah. Okay, that didn't work literally at all. Now we've got nothing. Why do we have nothing? This is where I start regretting all the stuff that we're glued to. Because all this key info stuff, like, this is an extra layer of indirection that we probably don't need, honestly. Why is pressed literally never happening? Is that just broken because nobody uses it? Because I would think that at the very least, they would both be true at the same time. What is going on? This is one of those things where it's annoying to make a breakpoint. So we're just gonna make an if, a preemptive if that checks for the condition we want. Aren't there conditional breakpoints? Yes, but they're just annoying enough to avoid using them. Okay. Literally, now I'm very confused. Oh, because maybe this is, key up is different. I was hitting key up alt. Lol, okay. So this part just doesn't work. Like, you shouldn't be able to be signaled and not pressed. Now, this is all just the way that we interface with the key binding system and stuff, and I probably will want to simplify it later. But for now, we just work with it. Signal. So we look at the old pressed value. If it's false, we set signal to true. I mean, that looks fine. So that must get changed. That must get changed. We actually don't want this breakpoint yet because we want to open the panel before we set the breakpoint. cut. Boom. Okay, I hit key up alt again, but that's fine. It won't. So info true signaled is about to be set true. So I'm going to say C++. Data breakpoint 1 byte. OX 141DF36EC. Okay. Oh, because we clear that. Yeah. This is one of these pieces of input code where we were like, hey, if you open the side panel, don't do this stuff. I don't think we should do this way. This is very bad. I don't know. I don't know, man. Hey, everybody. That's great. Okay, well, so the reason why that code was in there was it was pretty old code to deal with this case where, like, I'm moving around and then I hit this, right? But, like, we're pausing time anyway. And, like, it doesn't seem to be a problem currently. And it shouldn't be. So I think I was just being very conservative there or something in a way that is not necessary. So that said, I'm going to leave these. Well, no, I'm not. I'll leave those two. Okay. That is the main thing that I wanted to do on this stream, and it only took an hour and a half. And we even spent a lot of the hour and a half ranting, so that's great. So now we're in overtime. We're in, like, freebie overtime. We're in overtime window. No, this isn't right. Okay, I need to send an email. I'm actually going to send it in another window. We're going to take the W. Okay. Repeats. what do we say here? We say enable key repeats for the side undo UI. And I might as well put that in my little listy list of what I did today to tell the other people. And then I'll send this email real fast. Misunderstanding regarding rock outlines. Right now, if I am the bard and I charm rocks, they get outlines. Otherwise, the outlines go away. I was asking for a different thing. If a bard is active, rocks, charmable rocks have outlines. Wait. This is not even right. Wait, does this have to do with water? Hold on. Hold on a second. Hang on. Before I send the email. Dude, by the way, I opened my email client. I have just an entire screen full of emails today, most of which I certainly do not fucking want. So it's just a water thing. And charmable rocks are in water. They don't have outlines. But then when I charm them, they do. This seems kind of broken. I'm trying to remember because I do think you know what? We'll talk about it at a meeting. This is the sort of thing that doesn't email well. Oh my God, I've got so many emails. And they're mostly things, they're mostly ads. Lol. Okay. So what's going on here is the following. I believe that I requested stuff in water not to have outlines because it looked bad in some cases. And so I think this is kind of what happened as a result of that. And I don't totally like this either. So we're just going to have to figure it out. I don't know. It's a low enough priority that we got bigger fish to fry for a while. Well, maybe I take a break and go off the stream. Or maybe I try to debug one more small thing. I don't know. Hello, how's it going? Did the rocks in the water not move properly a second ago? No, they probably did. Came right at the end. Well, I'm debating if it's the end. We did the big thing that I came to do. So now it's like, let's go ahead and do a little more. It's fine. I left an insert. Okay, yeah. We could take that out. Okay. Because we don't read those signaled variables anymore, it actually, well, lol. Okay, that was really weird. Did we have undo frames where stuff went inside through each other? What's up with that? But that might be this panel being broken, actually. Sure seemed like that's what was happening. Stuff went like in the wall. Maybe that's what the chatter who said things moved improperly was talking about. I don't see it happening now. Did I like reset here? What happened? Yeah, I think this is the start state of the level, so I did a reset. Okay. But the thing that was bad, actually this may cause it. So, so what I did was I held this down and closed the panel. And we're still going. I think it's because I closed the panel and so some of the code's not running. So we need to fix that. Like, I think we need that here. See, there I start moving. I started walking north because I was holding the up arrow when I closed the panel, which seems fine. I don't know. You could also clear it and force people to repress the key, but I'm not sure that that's warranted. Okay. So that was probably causing some of the weird behavior, I think. Although, I'm skeptical because I don't exactly understand why. Which means there's probably still a problem, actually. Maybe it's about that. Like if that's not happening. Is the diagonal undo path the reset? You know, I didn't notice it, but probably. Let's see. Yeah. This little, the icons are just random bitmaps that we had laying around, but that one means reset. Now, we probably should draw lines for like all the objects, but that would get crazy because in 3D and stuff, so. But yeah, see, that's where she goes when the reset happens. Let's take that W, lowercase w as it may be. Okay. So we have another problem. We have these artifacts that you're supposed to be able to pick up to do stuff. And they don't work in the playtest build for some reason. Like if I play on Steam, I've got too many Steam games. What is happening? Oh. How many total games have I purchased? More than 5. I don't know why that takes so much longer to start up. We'll have to look into it. Okay. So I'm playing video game. Speed control doesn't work. Wait, I already got it. Yeah, so I already have this speed control artifact, I think, that is supposed to let me hack time like Hacker Man. And doesn't work. Question is why? And I fixed like so many things. So if I just run this in playtest mode, I fixed it like 3 times supposedly, and I just never tested all the way end to end, and it still doesn't work for our beta people, and that is not good. Okay. We're in playtest mode. Let's attach to the process because I didn't start into the debugger. Okay, and then we find where is the time rate thing that's in player control. It's in the very file that we are in. Adjust time rate. Okay, boom. Get speed control limit. Oh shit. Okay, I didn't realize we leave the developer flag on when we ship the playtest binaries, which we do. And we only reset this. Yeah, okay. Well, that solves the problem. So we're just going to do this. That's an easy clap. Sometimes you just have to look at the code again. That should be down there. It was just supposed to be a quick workaround. Now, the same thing with this side undo UI. How do we open it? Toggle side undo UI. Oh, it's a key map. Okay. Okay, coolio. I appreciate coolio. I appreciate coolio. Well, it's enabled. It's working. Remember all these things I did? Walking through walls and stuff. It was great. Remember those days when we used to walk through the walls? Okay. Enable speed, control, and side undo UI for play testers. Well, that's like pretty much everything that I wanted to do before shipping the next beta of the game on Steam to our valued Steam audience. At least the last one that I remember. Really enabled speed, control, and side undo UI for beta testers really this time. Okay, so this is, by the way, this to-do list here is everything that I did last night when these ones were like last night when I was trying to go to sleep. And then this is this stream so far for 2 hours. And so, you know, over a full workday, we'll get a multiple of this done. And, you know, if you're making $300,000 at Facebook, never mind. Never mind. Not even going to say anything. Not even going to say anything. Does it mean if you have the game installed on Steam now, will it be with the developer flag enabled? Yes. Will it run slower? Yes. Yes, it will. But it'll also run slower because it's slow right now because we haven't finished making it fast. Anyway. Thank you for coming by, everybody. We'll probably do a compiler stream tonight. Tonight, Florida time. That is what I'm feeling. There's just a bug list of things in the compiler that, you know, that are acting like bugs and that we should get through. So I want to do some of those. All right. Thank you, everybody. See you later on. I don't know really what time that would be tonight is what I was thinking about. I'm just like, I don't know. You know, I'm probably moving away from St. Petersburg, Florida soon. So I kind of want to hang out and enjoy the place a little more. But, you know, tonight, we'll see. Thanks, everyone.